And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the other new dungeon for 3.1, Pharos Sirius Hard Mode. And as they said in the unlock quest, we have to go in from the top, because the kobolds have sealed the bottom. So this was clearly everyone's favourite dungeon in a Realm Reborn. There wasn't any complaining about this dungeon whatsoever, that's a lie. So yeah. Okay, so we are doing Pharos Sirius Hard Mode. And as I said before, we start at the top rather than the bottom. So in Pharos Sirius Normal, you go from the bottom all the way to the top and you fight Siren right here. For the hard mode, you actually go to the bottom. So, hello. Wow, I've been recognized in the chat already. Yep. Always nice to be recognized, isn't it? Let's do this. Let's wait for the stone skins. So, hello. Let's do this, guys. Let's wreck this dungeon. And it's the same music before as Pharos Sirius Normal. And these monsters here are very weird. Okay, let's pull all these. You just call me the coolest tank ever, no pressure to impress? Absolutely not. Okay. Hopefully we won't fail. Boom, boom, boom. Click. Nice. Cool. That's that done. Damn it. Overpower spam a little bit, just a couple of times. It's like hitting flash a couple of times. It just makes sure that with many mobs you have established a threat, and it's like, yeah, they all belong to me. And they're gonna all be mine until they all die. A corrupted flan, more like corrupted tank. So, some people have been asking me that I probably am just going to be sticking to Warrior for now, until I change my mind again. I was a Bard for most of A Realm Reborn, for now I'm going to stick to Warrior. So when, in 3.15, when they release the animal weapons and new legendaries, or new relics I should say, then I'm going to be getting it for Warrior. That's the intention at least. And, yeah. Oh, I've been recognized again. But people know who I am. People know who well, actually, no, people don't know who I am. People know who Mithrie is. I'm just a spectator. I'm just a cheerleader. Okay. Corrupted slimes. I'm fairly sure I produce a couple of those every morning. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. One of the things I find strange in this game is that when you have the lyrics to certain songs, very difficult to ever understand what actually is being said. I mean, the only songs which I can actually understand what is being said is the one sung by Susan Calloway. That's it. Okay. Corrupted slimes. Let's do this. Damn it. Eos stole the threat. Eos is a thief. Okay, let's use some cooldowns. I love Equilibrium. I understand though why they added it in. It is felt like it's needed sometimes on Warrior. And as well, guys, I hope you enjoy what I do here on YouTube. If there's anything that I can do to make my videos more entertaining, more informative, just more fun generally, then please let me know in the comments of each video. More than happy to help. And what I always do as well in my YouTube videos is, if I've read your message, even if I don't specifically have anything to say in response, I will at least give it a +1 and a Google +1 to say that yes, I've read your message. And yeah, just so you know that I've read it. Okay. Awesome, I learned all of my crafting from you. Don't want to be that guy, but our DPS is so bad. Oh dear. This boss, if you get tethered, run to other side of an animal on the edge. Kill adds as a priority and dodge stuff. Cool, let's do this. See, I watch your videos. Yep, everyone watches my videos. Everyone in the group knows who I am. I feel so special. To be fair, I've made a lot of videos. It's like, what? I'm approaching 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, which is kind of crazy. I'm approaching nearly 3 million views. And a lot of you guys watching, you've been there the whole way. Like, you've seen me develop YouTube from nothing till now. So I obviously want to thank every single person who's helped my YouTube channel become what it is today. And just hope more for the future, especially as YouTube gaming improves. And if you have any feedback for Google when it comes to YouTube gaming, then please let me know and I'll pass the message on. I don't work for Google, I'm just a very massive fan of YouTube gaming. So, yeah. Okay, let's get this bird. Let's try and get this bird. Because what happens with this, with the corruption, is that, damn it, the corruption will basically copy whoever it tethers, essentially. But if it doesn't tether an animal, it will turn into one of these guys who are actually more hard to kill. And they will just stick on the target, they won't change. I can't like taunt them or anything. So they really have to be killed as quickly as possible. I'm gonna equilibrium myself and maybe second wind as well. So yeah, we really, when you get tethered, really hide on the other side of an animal. Do yourself a favor, otherwise, you know, because you see how long it takes to kill one. And eventually, later on in the fight, when he gets low, he tethers four people. So unless you absorb the 4 of them into small animals, you can be absolutely wrecked as a group. Okay, time for tethers. Here we go. We'll put it on this bird. You see, when I approach the bird, the tether goes on the bird instead. Okay, bird's dead. And the animal version of the corruptions, these ones are really simple to kill. They have very low health compared to, you see how quickly we're killing it? There you go. Very easy, that's how you do it. The first time we did this boss, we failed completely, but c'est la vie. We learned the lesson. It's a very simple concept, but it makes me wonder what the future tactics are going to be for, let's say, the next part of Alexander or wherever the new raid is. Like, the reason they add in these dynamics into the game is to almost get us ready for the concept of that tactic for a future raid boss. That's why they add them in. It's to make us practice, that's all. So we will see which boss in the future requires it. Maybe it's required in Void Ark, I don't know. I haven't been in Void Ark yet. Hopefully very soon I'll be in Void Ark. Okay, it's almost dead, almost dead. And wrecked. That was easy. Cool. To be honest, from the bosses in this dungeon, that is probably the one that will catch people out the most. So the rest of the run is basically just tank and spank. So let's see. But then again, you are supposed to do this dungeon in theory every day for the next many months. So, you know, you don't want it to be boring. You want it to always be fun. Okay, let's do this. And as well, guys, I am trying to always make my YouTube channel just better, easier to find, improving tagging of videos, making sure the descriptions are written properly, sharing them on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever. But like I said, if you have any suggestions at all how it can be improved even further, then please let me know. More than happy to help. And as well, I will be doing the next power leveling guide on my alt blue, hopefully soon. The most requested classes have been Weaver and then Goldsmith. So I'll do Weaver, then Goldsmith. That will leave me with just, I think, like Armorer and Carpenter. So it'll be down to you guys to vote. And it's nice as well that YouTube now does have a voting feature. So you can vote which video you want to be done next for the power leveling. And once the power leveling guys are all done on blue, then, if not sooner, I'm going to carry on the new players crafting series on Ori and show you the easiest and cheapest and quickest way to get from 50 to 60 as a crafter 100% solo, without requiring friends' help, without requiring anything. And now that they've nerfed Lucis and Supra for level 50, it means progressing from 50 plus will be a lot easier now, because that was people's main worry going into the expansion. Because I've already got, in case you didn't know, I've already got the new players crafting series on my YouTube channel, which is basically the do-it-yourself playlist of how to get from level 1 to 50 in all classes for crafting at the same time without needing anyone's help. Like, if you're one of the sort of loner type gamers, or there isn't anyone who can help you with crafting specifically, like let's say people in UFC just don't care about crafting, then it is a guide catered for you to be able to do it yourself. So be sure to check that out as well. And like I said, I will be carrying it on from 50 to 60. So on my channel, you will see how I did it on Mithrie, originally on this character, how I then did it as power levels on my old blue sideburns, and then how to just do it yourself completely by yourself with a brand new character on Ori if you're new to the game, and so on. So I think that's pretty much every angle covered. I can't think of any other situation other than power leveling and DIY. If you guys can, then obviously do let me know. So yeah, I'm here for you guys. You know, simple as that. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have a channel. So I'm here. My videos are here to serve you all, to make your lives better. And as well, you know, you don't have to follow guides. That's the thing as well. Is like, if you can work it, and even if you can't work it out, if you just want to try and work it out yourself, go for it. Absolutely. I mean, the guides are just know that the guides are always there in case you need them. But like, do think for yourselves. I mean, I do try and promote in my videos as well the how to be independent in what you're doing. I don't ever want people to feel like they can't play the game unless I'm telling them how to play it, because that would mean that my videos didn't accomplish what they were set out to do. The videos are being made with the purpose of helping you to become an independent player. You can either support yourself or other people around you to make the game more fun for everyone. That is the goal with what I do. And that's what I've learned from 10 years of MMOs, that simply is always more fun to share. Simple as that. It always is. Because, for example, I could have used all of my crafting tactics and all my guides and stuff, all the knowledge I have for crafting that I spent a long time learning, to make myself billions of gil and been the richest player in, you know, 14. Maybe me and Ash would laugh and we would have billionaire guild parties and whatever, but I didn't see a point in that. I said I would rather share. And I'm fairly sure, given on the sort of feedback that other players have given me, that I've probably generated for the community, by helping them out to become better crafters, billions of gil for everyone, rather than just for me. And, you know, that is what makes me proud, is knowing that I've helped so many, thousands of other players to have a better experience in the game, rather than it all just being about me. So, yeah. And it's just a sort of life lesson for me. I mean, I'm about to hit 31. I'm not exactly young, but I'm not old either. It's just simply the way I approach things in life these days is, sorry. People asking me where the live stream is. The way I just approach things is I just try and make as many people happy as possible. But at the same time, though, I don't forget myself in this. I do make myself happy as well, because simply one thing I've also learned along the way is that you can't really help people, other people, unless you can help yourself. And that's not just a way of, you know, that's not some random statement. It's something I practice. You know, it's something I do practice what I preach. So simply, I have had moments in my life where I've tried to help other people, even though I clearly wasn't helping myself. And people were looking at me like I was trying to hurt them. So I said to them, no, I'm just trying to help. But I could understand their point of view, that if I'm not helping myself, then, you know, they will just look at that and they will be like, nah, you know. So, yeah. So, number one, guys, it has to be yourself. Make things better for yourself. If I can help you become more independent in games, in life, and whatever, then I'm very glad. I also have motivational videos on my YouTube channel, not even anything to do with games, just kind of like, not really life hacks. They're just like different ways of thinking about things to just be able to motivate yourself, to be able to have a better way of approaching, especially if, like me, you've had moments in your life where you're stuck in a stalemate, you don't know what to do next. That's what I always try to overcome. So if any of you guys saw recently my video for 3.1, my gameplay advice video about how to approach everything in terms of for 3.1 content, then it was the same point I was making, that just don't be stuck with you don't know what to do. Like, try and always be doing something in game. If you're not doing something in game and you really can't motivate you do something in game, you're not feeling well, none of your friends are online, whatever, log out. Remember that there's a big wide world out there. You know, don't miss out. Don't just sit behind in a game that you're not actually enjoying, let's say. That's a lesson I learned from 8 years of World of Warcraft. Not to say that World of Warcraft wasn't fun. It was very fun. I enjoyed my 8 years there. And I might even go back for Legion. But the thing about it is that I wasted a lot of time in that game, a huge amount of time. And it's something that I hope I can teach other players to just not do in the future. That's what I really want, is to try and say to other players, don't waste your life, don't waste time by doing nothing. Always be doing something. So, and playing MMOs is great. I mean, the interactivity with other players is what makes MMOs better than other games, in my opinion. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't matter how good something is, you can be burnt out on it. So, you know, having the time off from 14, because there was a 6-month gap between 3.0 and 3.1, I really did enjoy being able to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Until Dawn, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, GTA 5. You know, I played and completed 4 full games while waiting for 3.1 on my live stream, and I loved every moment of it. So, you know, if there's any other games you want me to check out, please let me know. More than happy to check them out. But I always, because I'm not, you know, made of money, so if there's any game I do pick up, I will pick it up with the intention of actually finishing it. You know, if I'm not going to finish it, I will just not play it, and I will just return it if I can. So, like, for example, I wanted to play Metal Gear Solid 5, but I got so many copyright flags, I had to stop to protect my YouTube channel. I couldn't afford it. Like, I think the only way to get around it is if you literally play the game with no sound. And I tried to do the same thing with Black Ops 3, and when I tried to play the campaign of Black Ops 3, I got worldwide copyright flags, worldwide blocks of content. So I was like, okay. So again, I returned that because it said I can't afford to play a game which I can't share with you guys. Like, I know lots of people play Black Ops 3 and they play zombies and stuff like that. And I tried it. Believe me, I did try the whole zombies thing. I don't get it. I don't know anyone who could teach me much about it, who could play with me. So I just decided to ditch the game. I didn't have time. So, but it's up to you guys how you approach different things. But I try not to spend time of my life doing something which I simply just don't enjoy, you know? I always try and have fun. That's the main thing, because the most precious thing we have when it comes to gaming or anything in life really is time. How much time we have to spare. Because I personally, I do have a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week, 9 to 6 every day. It's not even really 9 to 5, it's 9 to 6. And every second in evening and weekends, I'm also a YouTuber, which leaves me, in terms of free time when I'm just not doing either, very, very little free time. But, you know, at least I can say I'm having fun. I'm doing a decent job, you know, I'm getting a decent salary. Thank God. Touch wood, that doesn't change. And loving YouTube, loving the community of 14, loving my community on YouTube as well. I mean, the amount of people I've had to ban for being trolls is very, very small, actually. It's very, very small. And I do love that. I love the fact that people have been overwhelmingly positive to what I'm doing. And as well, I do try my best to give people patience. You know, if there's someone is having a bad day, for example, I try to listen. I try to be the person they can talk to if they can talk to no one else. You know, I'm here for all of you guys. You know, I'm sure you guys watching my videos for a long time know that. And again, if some people just, they're here to spam, you know, then whatever, then I will just ignore or block. But yeah, I mean, because for example, something that's been happening a lot since I've been live streaming on YouTube Gaming is that quite often people will come into the live stream and they'll say, subscribe to me. And what we say in this live stream, maybe not in others, but in this live stream on youtube.com/Mithrie, we say to people, why should we? What do you do? What content do you make? Like, you know, saying subscribe to me doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing. Why should I? It's like saying to someone, be my friend on Facebook, and then someone saying, who are you? You know? We don't even know who you are. Why should we? So, you know, I do try and give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to subscribing and so on. You won't get necessarily banned from my YouTube channel for promoting your own, but if you come into the live stream with just the way of spamming, like subscribe to me, subscribe to me, subscribe to me, like some people do, then yeah, you will be banned instantly. And then on YouTube Gaming, we can also delete all your messages, so you won't leave an imprint on the thing. Any attempt will be short-lived. And it's not a way of, like, showing who has power or whatever. It's to protect the majority and to protect the quality of the stream and the entertainment that is given out. Because it's almost like a team effort now, because in my live stream, I've got something like maybe 16 moderators or something insane like that, you know, and people have been asking me, like, how do I become a moderator in your channel? And I basically just say, just keep showing up, you know, let me know who you are, show that you're helpful to other viewers, and I'll make you a mod. Simple as that. There isn't any limit. You don't have to apply for it, you know. And yeah, if you just like what I do and you like supporting what I do, then, you know, I'm very happy to have you. And okay, let's try not to pull this one. So we're approaching the last boss now, very, very soon. We're just a couple more pulls. But yeah, so like I said, guys, keep the interaction going. You know, you can always contact me on Twitter, on Facebook. You can send me an email as well. The email address is in the About section on my YouTube channel, mithrie.menifil@gmail.com. And if you have any suggestions, any ideas for content, then please let me know. Like I said, what motivated me to download and buy Fallout 4 is just the amount of feedback other players gave me. I've never played a Fallout game. I know nothing about it. I've seen a couple of little bits of live streams, but that's it. So, but I'm going purely on reputation. So we will see if other people's reputation lives up to the hype. I'm sure it will, though, because people have been playing Fallout like crazy. People are modding it already. But yeah, and for the future, future games I want to play are games like, you know, obviously Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3, What other game's going to come out in the future? Let me think. I'm actually not sure. Maybe you guys can suggest in the chat, like in the comments, sorry, to say like what game should I look forward to in the future, other than say Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me think. Boom, boom. I do enjoy Warrior. I've always enjoyed Warrior since the first time I played it. Like the first time I got Overpower at level 12, I've loved it since then. And I am getting to a point where soon all 3 of my tanking classes are going to be level 60. And my Dark Knight is almost 56. And yeah, and my Paladin and Warrior are already 60. And people have asked me a lot, like, why did I change from Bard to, what's it called? To, like, tanks. And I said, literally, a lot of my motivation was, I love tanking anyway, because I was a Paladin tank in World of Warcraft for many years. But also because, just duty finder queues. Because like I said, you know, I remember I said before about how precious time is. Having instant queues in the duty finder is really, really a blessing. It's a huge, huge blessing. So if anything, I only regret not doing it sooner. I mean, Bard was fun, but I had way more fun tanking on Paladin with the instant queues. Because whenever I wanted to do a dungeon, I could just do it. I didn't have to wait. So, yeah, maybe it's a petty thing, you know, to be like, I like it just because it has fast queues, but yeah, I also like the idea of tanking because in World of Warcraft, for example, the bosses tend to be many, many times your size. Like, you, as the tank, might have been the size of, like, one of their toenails. And I just always love the idea that even though I am so minuscule compared to this boss, like, basically I'm like the dirt between their toes, I could still take their hits and I could still, like, fight back. It's like, for example, you trying to squish an ant and then the ant saying, actually, no, I'm tougher than you. You know, I would love to see that. So yeah, that's why I love the concept of tanking a lot, basically, is for that reason. So maybe it's a silly reason, but that's the reason I love tanking. It's just knowing that, you know, I'm tough enough to withstand you. And I know it's not technically for everyone. People love to see big numbers when they DPS. You don't get big numbers when you're tanking. Except unless you're Xenesis and you can out DPS everyone as a warrior. But not all of us are. And, you know, and then as well, healing is fun as well. I do enjoy keeping, you know, the group alive and sustained and so on and so on. So, okay, where are we going? This way? This wall got destroyed. Actually, it's not this way, is it? No. I never remember what to do at the end of this dungeon. Oh, this way. Hang on. Or is it that way? Oh, so yeah, it's up here. What am I talking about? Yeah, whatever. This is only the second time I've ever done this dungeon, so yeah. This is one of the bomb fights. It's one of those in Final Fantasy games, if you haven't played them before, bombs, they charge up. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. If they get too big, they explode, you die. So the motivation of this fight, given he's an oversized bomb with a bunch of little bombs around him, is just kill them as quickly as possible. So let's go. And remember, guys, to show love to other YouTubers. The main YouTubers for 14 are myself, Mr. Happy 1227, Miztech, MTQ Capture, and Xenosys Vex on YouTube. There's also XAsh10X if you want another crafter on YouTube. Check them all out. I have them all in the related channel section on my YouTube channel. Be sure to check them out. If you like what they do, be sure to subscribe to them. We are like we're not really a family, but you know, we are quite close in everything we do. Everyone knows who everyone is, so yeah. And then there's also the Dream Network as well on Twitch, which has got Mr. Happy and Miss Tech and Pokejitsu, Sly the Grey Fox, Moogle Mama, what's her name? God. Rin the Yordi, and so on. So check out the Dream Network on Twitch as well. And even though like I am an advocate for YouTube gaming, it doesn't mean I don't go on Twitch myself. I do go on Twitch. I watch Twitch streamers nearly every day. It's just, for me personally, on a platform to live stream, I just prefer YouTube. And, yeah. There's actually... Let's see. Yeah. And there's always people looking to start to become YouTubers. You know, people ask me all the time, how do you become a YouTuber? What do I do? So on and so on. And what you can do as well, there is a video I made on my channel a while ago, which explains how to become a YouTuber. I explain everything that I knew at that time of how to do it. So be sure to check that video out. And that video has got a lot of timestamps in it. So you can just fast forward to the relevant bit. You know, I talk about everything. About tagging, about descriptions, about how to put thumbnails on your videos and everything and so on. I might even revisit in the future to talk about what I've learned since. Okay, almost ready? Yep. Now we're going to fight Casper, the big ugly ghost. Yep. And it is a very nice community, guys. I mean, if you try and judge the community based on the sort of cynical responses you might see, for example, on Reddit, then of course you're doomed to fail. But even then, when you compare the 14 Reddit to other Reddits, it is way more positive. And I find that people on Reddit can be very pedantic. If you don't know what pedantic means, look it up in the dictionary. It's people who are overly obsessed, let's say, with the smaller details, things that just don't matter. You know, like for example, me doing my rotation now for Warrior, they might be like, oh, you hit that wrong button half a second late, I'm so much better than you in every way. You're not dancing, go kill yourself. You know that what I mean? Those sort of troll type thing. The best word to describe them is pedantic. And yeah, but obviously we live in internet world, we know what that's like. We're used to that, and if anything, being the positive person, being the person who can make other YouTubers' lives, damn it, better, is much better than just thinking that you're cool, trying to troll people. Like for example as well, I try my very, very best not to swear during my live streams, because I don't feel a need to. You know, I don't feel a need to constantly swear, especially because some of my audience might be very, very young. And I don't want to be the sort of person who's teaching a young kid that it's right to swear, because it isn't. Like for me, swearing is a gut reaction to, for example, hitting your toe when you're walking past something and physical pain. That is when I might swear. I don't have a need to say something is... You know, for example, I have no need to say, oh, that's effing great. It's just great. It doesn't have to be effing great, you know what I mean? And, oh god. Yeah, I have to kill this. So you can knock these remedies back. I don't know if I should have done that, actually. Damn it. Yeah, I should have. Because you saw that little kind of fire fuse that was going between the two of them. Eek, eek, eek. Crap. Ugh, why? Never mind. Silly way to fail, but it doesn't matter. Okay, where are we going down here? The good thing about YouTube and editing is that I could decide to cut it out. That didn't happen, that didn't happen. I didn't wipe. What? What are you talking about? No, that never happened. Mithrie doesn't wipe. Mithrie is flawless. No, Mithrie does wipe. I'm just a normal player who sometimes hits record. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right, so yeah, but otherwise I do find these dungeons fun, and as people gear up more from gear, for example, in Diadem, gear from Void Arc and so on, then obviously our item levels will increase and we'll get rid of these quicker. And obviously, yeah, level crafting, so then you can repair your gear everywhere you go. If you have spare Grand Company seals, you can then buy grade 6 dark matters and repair your gear for free. So I just repaired all my gear, it didn't cost me a penny. And because I repaired them myself, the repair level is 100% more. So you see that one? The gloves are 174% condition. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Right. Just wait for the stone skins and then we're good to go. So let's see. Let's do it. Okay. So, yeah. And thankfully no one in the group rage quit just yet. I find rage quits usually happen after this second wipe. After a second wipe, people might suddenly disappear. But depends how close you are. It depends on the attitude of the group. I can understand sometimes people might be in a rush and they can't be bothered to wipe, but at the same time, it can hurt other players if you do that. I try not to, personally. It really depends on my mood, you know. And I try not to. I try, like I said, I always try to practice what I preach and not be the rage quitting sort. Okay, let's see. But no, keyword is try. I obviously have done it, but, you know, I try not to. Okay, let's see. So, I was saying before about the Moogle Mama. If you don't know who the Moogle Mama is, she's called Razay. She's also a part of the Dream Team on Twitch. And one thing I learned from her is if you have to swear in 14, just replace every swear word with kupo, which is the sound that Moogles make. And it will be more fun than just swearing. So you can say, for example, what the kupo is going on? There you go. Doesn't that sound more fun than just cursing? Damn it. Should have done double Cyclone, but I was stupid. I hit Cyclone before I hit Infuriate. Damn it. Yeah, I'll be honest, I do say damn it a lot, but I don't really see damn it as a major curse. It's better than saying worse things. Okay, that lava bomb got kupoed. Kaboom. Right, it's time for Casper to come back. I call him Casper because he's blue. Thankfully there are no blue humans, so I can't be considered a racist. Okay, let's keep going. Hopefully we're gonna win this Kupo fight. Okay, almost there, almost there. Once the blue one's dead, then the whole fight's over and the dungeon's over. It's just a case of survive all the ads. Boom. People have asked me as well what my opinion is between the three tanks. Do I prefer Paladin, Warrior, or Dark Knight? And from what I've played, I haven't got 60 Dark Knight yet, so I can't fully judge. But I would say Warrior's more fun to play. Paladin has you know, is more tanky, because obviously it's the damage mitigation tank. And done. I'm starting to wonder, like, what the tactics are supposed to be. Are we supposed to let the remedy ones go to the big ones or not? Or actually, are we supposed to knock them towards it? But I will, in the description of the video, type in the full tactics as I find on other websites, or if anyone's made video guides about it. Something as well, so that you don't get confused about my YouTube channel, is that if something is meant to be, in theory, a guide, then there'll either be a guide in the video or in the description. Otherwise, in theory, it's just a let's play. And what a let's play is, in terms of YouTubing, is just to share my experience of doing something. So not necessarily of like, this is the best way to do it, it's just how I did it. You know, that's the difference between a guide and a let's play video. At least in my opinion. Let's kill all these little ads. Okay, so apparently actually the remedy bombs are supposed to be knocked towards the grey ones. But you have to kill the grey ones quick enough before they blow up. Well, we got further than we did last time, so let's self-heal, equilibrium, second wind, thrill of battle, might as well just use a bunch of them. Okay. Just do a couple of fell cleaves because I can. And Mithrie can't stop me. Let's keep going. Let's put Defiance back up. I love fell cleave. It was nice for them to add in Deliverance, which is basically like a DPS stance, versus Defiance, which is a tanking one. In theory, you should try and stance switch every single time Fell Cleave is available, but I am a little bit lazy when it comes to that. But you can use certain cooldowns in a offensive way. So you can use Inner Beast with, Internal Release and then Inner Beast, so you crit the heals. Okay, cool. So let's do it. What do we win? Oh. Good job, man. So that's it. That is Pharos Sirius Hard Mode. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get out of here. Let's finish off the quest. And we'll see what the ending is. Okay, so that dungeon was fun. Quite simple. So let's now talk to the Storm Flyer. See what we do next. So, Mithrie, you've returned. You had us worried for a moment there. We heard an awful rumbling coming from deep underground and feared the worst. My men have concluded a preliminary sweep of the lighthouse and dismantled the remains of the bomb incubators. It would seem the beastmen have abandoned the tunnels directly beneath the tower. We have sent scouts in to pursue them, but the passages stretch further than expected. Pardon the interruption. While we were securing the interior, we found this old sea friar's knife lying on the floor, and one of the lads noticed it got the sigil of the Diamander of Neldeek and Velamies carved into the handle. I see. Well, if anyone could tell us who the knife belongs to, I suppose it would be the smith who crafted it. Yet I cannot seek her out until the tunnels have been secured. I have another favour to ask, Mithrie. Would you mind delivering the knife to Lieutenant Protria in Aleport on my behalf? He is due to meet with the artisans of Naldeek and Velmeles shortly. Okay. So I expect he'll be waiting at the docks. Do not concern yourself about the tunnels. We will find out where they lead, however far they go. On behalf of the Maelstrom, I thank you for your aid in reclaiming the lighthouse. Fortune go with you till sea swallows all. That's a good, what's it called? A good fortune? Not. So we can take the ferry skipper straight back to the Isles of Umbra. Let's go. So travel to Aleport, yep. Or if you're really lazy and you can't be bothered to walk 5 meters, then you could just teleport. So, anyway, let's see. I like riding Twintani everywhere. That sounded so wrong. So let's keep going. There we go. Rawr. So, Mithrie, I've heard the good news. By Lemlian's light, you did it. You saved Pharos Sirius. So let's hand over the blunt whittle. So a rusty knife similar to those most commonly carried by the sailors to cut rope. The tool is featureless, save for the name Diamanda, crudely carved into its haft. So, what's this? I see. Well, I'll be sure to ask about it. And speak of the devil. Oh, was name. Redcoat. Oh, long have I not, have to rot in the tavern before your boys send that shite-eating gullible bastards packing, eh? Much more of this and me Amarin. Arm'll be as soft as my lily white arse. Okay, that was English. So a terrifying prospect and no mistake. Luckily it ain't one we need to worry about though, cause we've taken Pharos Sirius back. And after the walloping our mates here gave them kobolds will know to keep their grubby paws to themselves in the future, meaning you can get back to restoring the place in peace. So, Miss Diamanda, while the lads were searching for the lighthouse, they found something that might interest you. So, does this seafarer's whittle look familiar? All too familiar, though it didn't look so worn down when I last saw it. I made this for Simon before he set sail 3 years ago. It was my first piece as a full-fledged smith. Simon, as in Captain Simon from Maelstrom Command? The same. I never meant it for it to be a farewell present, but knowing he used it often and kept it with him to the last, well, it means a lot. Master Mimi Doa, I think it's a sign. Why else would my first piece be returned to me, but to show me how far I've come? Just seeing it makes me want to restore the lighthouse to its former glory even more, to make it into a place to honor the lost rather than a place to grieve for them. Aye lass, that's the way. There's things all of us would sooner forget, but remembering them is what makes us stronger. Wouldn't you agree, Initiate? Speaking of remembering, you remind me of something about the eyes. Ah yeah, you're the spitting image of a lass that once helped me drive back an army of the undead. A rough, tough bugger she was, like you. Only taller. Never did find out what happened to her, but looking at you, I'm guessing she settled down and squeezed out a few young'uns. It brings a tear to me eye seeing you carrying on the family's tradition. I'm much obliged to you, lass. Much obliged. So I can't thank you enough for saving the lighthouse. If it hadn't been for you, all of our hard work would have been for naught. But I, for one, mean to make the most of this reprieve. I swear to you on my brother's memory, when we finished with Pharos Sirius, it will serve as more than just a grinding light to safe waters. It will lead the souls of those lost at sea back to familiar shores. Okay. So some folks see Pharos Sirius as a cursed reminder of the calamity, while others see it as a monument to Limsa's golden age. But I'll bet it means more to them pair than everyone else in Lanosia put together. And someday they'll show the world how it looks to them, like a beacon of hope. I realise I still ain't thanked you properly for giving us a hand with all this. Hardly needs saying, I suppose, but the Maelstrom couldn't have done it without you. You can leave the rest to us, though. We'll see that the Smiths don't get disturbed again. Until next time, then, Mithrie. Okay, that's complete. Well, that was fun. So we've now unlocked... let's see. We've now unlocked Expert Roulette, so we can do it as we want, whenever we like, for the 2 new dungeons. So, anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.